All right, we're going live. Matthew, here we are.
What's up, everyone? I'm
Good
not
to
sure if you caught that live dumpster fire we just had back there, but
it was so amazing because I could see that dumpster fire all the way from Pennsylvania. So it was burning bright. So I do appreciate it. That was a good time.
yeah, I figured you guys needed a little pick me up being in Philly today, so that was especially for you.
Nice.
All right, well, we're gonna do things properly this time. Thank you for joining us, even from not just mobile, but a moving car today, Mike.
Yeah.
Uh, Appreciate you being here. We're going to do a screen share of all of our new features that we just released today. We're going to also jump in and talk about Contractor Loan Pro, show you guys what that looks like and how to actually get an account. And then we'll open the chat up to questions if anybody has any questions. And then hopefully Mike will behave himself. Maybe we'll even do a little giveaway at the end. Not Mike's Blackstone this time, but
I'm still bitter about that. You're lucky I even agreed to come on here. I'm still bitter about
oh,
that. But
you're
congratulations
giving
to
away my
Aztec.
Osmo.
Right? I had to do something.
Well, at least it
At
wasn't
least
my
you don't have a
parents.
Prius, though. I was a little bit disappointed when I broke into your garage. You don't have a Prius. I don't know another chief marketing officer that doesn't own a Prius. That's just something I think that all marketing officers should have. So
I'll be driving my Beamer till the wheels fall off, most likely.
nice.
Hey, welcome Justice Knights, everyone, from Moment. We needed someone in here that could hold the screen better than me and Mike, so we invited Justice.
That's
He's
extremely flattering. Thanks, man.
So he is part of our partner Moment. Justice is extremely well versed in our Contractor Loan Pro program. It's going to help answer questions and run through what makes it such a special integration. And it's the first of its kind. So excited to introduce it to everyone and get everybody on board. And thanks for joining us after our first live attempt. This is going to be much better, I promise.
So Matthew, if you want to pull up Contractor Loan Pro, and Justice, if you want to kind of walk me through it, and then I can take myself off, and then that'll make it the video a little bit better. Oh, I put all three on there. Look at that.
There we go.
All right.
All right. So let me.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about why partnering with Moments made a lot of sense for us. So if you think about what it takes for the best consumer experience when you're talking online consumer, somebody who's on a contractor website, looking through products and seeing the price for the first time, and then seeing the ability that within a few clicks, they can get financing as well. And why Moment was such a perfect fit, a couple of things. And I can't speak for the technical part of it, but Matthew, if you want to talk about that. But the two biggest things that for us, the ability to do a soft pull, and so that the homeowner can get an idea of what they might qualify for without having it affect their credit anyway. And then the secondly is that loan stays with the contractor. So the homeowner who's seeing those for the first time can't take that number and start shopping the contractor with others. So. Matthew, you want to talk a little bit about that, and then Justice take it from
there. Yeah, so Justice can also talk a lot about why it makes sense to become a merchant and some of the benefits and what makes it different than other programs. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through kind of some of the functionality. Before I do that, maybe Justice, maybe you could open the floor up and talk about things like the homeowner's process, kind of the what makes that unique, and also for the merchant side, for you contractors, why it's a special program. Anything you want to introduce?
Absolutely. So a couple of the main features that we are most proud of is the simplicity of the process. It is extremely fast. It takes about 2 minutes to get somebody to a pre-approval screen so they can see the options that are available. And a couple of the other features that we're very proud of is the unlimited staged funding and the flexibility on the merchant side to be able to control what their customers are seeing, and especially inside the Roofle platform, being able to control which loan products are attached to which of the roofing products that they want to present. So you don't have to apply all of the loan products across the board. You can pick and choose. You can create a promotion if someone wants to go with your absolute premier package of roofing products. That can carry a special package of loan products to go with it rather than just having the same products across the board. That's been one of the key features of the partnership and why Roofle is such a good fit for the way that we do business. And we factor into the RoofQuote Pro side by giving you that instant access to giving your customers, like Matthew is showing here, the zero APR, the interest as low as 299, their payments as low as 172. Showing across the board, your customer is instantly presented with information about their financing options from the beginning, making it a really simple sales process for them to know immediately. I have options available to me, and I can already see what those options are to a degree. And you can hone that down to meet your business's specific needs. So that's what we try to bring to the table, some flexibility in lending, some control over what you're putting forth. You have unlimited stage funding, so you can keep up however you're doing your cash transactions. You can do the same thing with financing. And from there, it just fit in pretty seamlessly with the Roofle platform, and both of the products run on a similar basis, and we were able to sync them up really cleanly.
Yeah, it is really remarkably simple. Like just there, I'm going through the homeowner experience. I requested a get pre-qualified link, and what it's doing is it's actually texting that link to me. So picture doing this on your phone. Very easily, I can get pre-qualified. And not only that, it's actually using the same amount for my instant quote. So if I go back to this product, so this is my instant quote. So now this is the very first time ever that you can get a quote instantly online, and then you can actually apply for financing using that same amount. What's also nice is that it's not just going to approve them this amount; it's going to actually approve them up to $50,000, and it's going to give them 15% over this amount. So that gives you guys still a little bit of room to adjust your pricing, add upgrades, change orders, so forth.
Yeah, 2 points
Uh,
on that one, Matthew, that are really ideal is, yeah, we max out at $55,000, so you can get even those, really premier roofing products into a big project and still get it covered by financing. And then, like Matthew had mentioned, we do offer an accommodation rate. Anyone who is approvable will get an additional 15% rounded to the nearest $1,000. So say they apply for 17K, they're going to get pre-approved as long as their credit allows. They'll get pre-approved for something in the neighborhood of 20,000, leaving you that $3,000 window that you can upsell a project or potentially come back a few months after you've finished the product and, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I know you were interested in getting some gutters added onto your project. It wasn't right earlier on. Have you rethought it? You still have $3,500 left to spend on your line of credit. It gives you some upsell and some resell opportunities down the road.
yeah, that's a fantastic point. With a 5 month spending window, you can go ahead and finish that roof. And if they do have other trades they want to tack on and they do have remaining funds, they don't have to take out an additional loan. They can still pull on that same loan and you can continue to transact up to 5 months. It's pretty phenomenal. Uh, Here, I'll just demonstrate how easy it is to actually transact. So picture this being a loan. Let's say this homeowner got accepted for 55,000. You can just simply click on here. You can request. Let's say we're just requesting a $5,000 project charge. Let's say it's during the project they added new decking. We figured out they needed quite a bit of new decking. You can just send that request very easily, And just as easy as it was to apply for the pre-qualifications, now the homeowner is getting a text message, and all they have to do is simply text back this code to approve that amount. So that $5,000 was requested from your company. They just text back the approval. And now when I refresh here, just like that, now that is reflected in their available spend. It shows that they spent that extra $5,000 here. So everything is updated in real time. That money is going to hit your bank as soon as possible. So it doesn't really get any simpler than that. So we can refresh here, and we can also see that $5,000 was successfully charged. So everything is nice and neat right in your portal. You can view every single transaction that comes through and tell you exactly what's happening with each transaction. We also give you some very nice statements each month, and I'll just give you guys a little sneak peek of what a statement might look like. So very, very well designed statements. It's going to show all your loans, all your transactions, everything that accrued during that time frame. So brilliantly designed, very easy to sign up. We'll go through what that onboarding looks like. I'm just going to walk through a little bit more of the portal experience. Another thing you can do is actually not just in your instant quote, which I'll show you how to set that up, but you can actually send out loan invitations directly. So they don't have to go through your instant quote tool to get a loan, to get a pre-qualified request. So I can text or I can email any customer and just send them that request just very easily, just like that. And it can be any one of your sales reps to do this. So if you guys know, we added the ability to add unlimited users to your account. If they're a sales rep or if they're an admin, you simply will add them to your Contractor Loan Pro, so that gives them access. Now your sales reps can transact with their customers. They can actually request the money. If they're a sales rep, they won't be able to see all the transactions and pretty much have read-only access to the rate sheet. So they can't go in there and configure your loans or anything. It just gives them this ability to transact with their customers, and it allows them to send out loan applications. What's also beautiful is that this experience is also embedded in RoofQuote. So let's say you're, already showing one of our newest features here, being able to open up an existing quote. And sees here that I found an existing quote in our system. So you don't have to keep coming up with duplicate quotes or duplicate leads. You can open up an existing one. And just like that, now if I'm a rep, I've created this quote. Now I can actually send out a loan invitation right in the app the same way for any product too. So let's say I'm using it for, the homeowner is more interested in something more affordable. They can go pretty much any product you can send them, and they're going to get that same experience where they're going to apply for that amount. 15% over that amount will be approved. So very cool stuff. Now, very easy to set up with your instant quote. There's two ways to do it. I'll show you the easy. So you'll go to your products tab and you'll see your markets. So all you'll have to do is switch from basic to Contractor Loan Pro, and then it's going to immediately apply your Contractor Loan Pro to that market. You can also customize the product, and you can switch between your base package of loans, or you can actually select one of your promotional financing offers if you create a coupon for a bundle of loans that you're offering as a promotional. It's also going to show you what the 3 consumer profiles look like. For this, as an example, it's going to show you what the highest 0% APR included in this package, what the lowest rate is, and what the lowest payment would be if you're using this specific package. So if I were to switch to luxury financing, it's going to show me that now it's up to 36 months, 0%. So that could be a special that you're running for a specific product, and you can limit it to that specific product in a specific market. So insane flexibility, insane customization that you can implement. Another thing you see here is this factor in merchant fee. If you turn that on, now it's actually going to average your merchant fee in this package, and it's going to add that to your instant quote. So now you're actually passing that on to the homeowner's quote. So it kind of relieves the burden of having to cover that dealer fee in your financing. So if I were to go to base package, so it's a little bit better rates in my base package, not my promotional. So basically now it's passing that merchant fee on into your instant quote. And so you could easily, you know, as you're working with the homeowner, you guys, I'm sure, can see some opportunities there with doing that. Anything to add at this point, Justice, before I talk about the onboarding experience?
Just that little feature inside the customization of products is probably one of the most powerful kind of understated features of the platform, giving you that flexibility to really manipulate what products you want to promote, how you want to promote your products, and how you want to finance those promoted products. Besides that, I think we've gone over a couple of the loan types that we have. We've got those fixed rate, we have fixed payment, we have zero interest, and then we have those same as cash, those promotional loans, which are going to run from a 6-month up to a 24-month promotional period, where your customer would not be responsible for making any payments during that promotional period. They also have an option where they can start paying down that interest during that promotional period. Either one of those go from 6 months to 24 months. A really, really strong product if you work a lot of insurance projects and your customers might need some time to work out the insurance side of their project. They can go ahead and get it funded, get the project taken care of. They have 12 months to work with their insurance company and go ahead and get those funds back and pay the loan down. And they have up until the very last minute to pay that loan down with zero interest whatsoever if it's paid off in full, or all interest that's been accrued. As long as they take care of the principal, any interest gets wiped out, which is a really nice feature for your customers. They can really eat into that overall cost before they reach the end of that promotional period. And same goes for those same as, not the same as cash, the fixed payment. Those are some really wonderful options depending on the part of the country that you're in and what your market specifically looks like. It might be in your best interest to carry a loan that is a guaranteed payment, a guaranteed 2% on whatever they borrow, or 2.5% or 3%. So they work in a really nice way. For easy math, if your loan is $10,000, your payment is $200 a month. You're always going to be paying a 2%, 2.5%, or 3% of the overall amount borrowed. So your customer can be guaranteed. If they got a $15,000 roof replacement and they might be on a tight budget, get them on that payment factor 200. Their payments are $300 a month. That's a car payment or less these days. And if anything changes, they can always pay them off faster. These are all non-penalty for prepayment loans.
Yeah, those are fantastic points, especially with the insurance project side. You know, getting someone to actually finance their insurance claim. A lot of people don't know that they can do that. It is perfectly legal to do so, and it provides a ton of benefits. As you mentioned, they could be dealing with insurance for months at a time, depending on how severe the storm was and how much coverage that storm hit. And sometimes they don't want to stay in queue and wait for the work to actually get done during that time. And it actually helps the contractor not have their hands tied and be held up waiting for that insurance proceeds to come through. They can go ahead and get the work done. They can finance a project with the same as cash loan. And now, you're able to not accrue any interest during that time that you're working with your insurance company. That's pretty powerful. I didn't even really think about that one, Justice. So thanks for mentioning that.
That's one of our big points. I work with a lot of roofers and work through these, kind of these product arrangements on a daily basis. And that's one of the things that we push really hard, because it is such a good factor for customers. Especially, I'm based in southeastern Texas. We get a lot of storms, we get a lot of hurricanes, we get a lot of hail, and we deal with it all the time. And that ability for a customer to worry-free just get their roof done when they need it done, when it's a problem, and not fight with the insurance until the roof is already done. Knock out one thing at a time. It's been huge for us.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know any program that's like this, to be able to pair this instant quote experience and essentially AI powered instant decision loans with the pre-approval process that doesn't affect their credit, all the great things that you can offer the homeowner, the spending window, the bundle of different loan options, simple transacting, being able to actually approve the money just simply from their smartphone. They also get an app that they can sign in and track all the funding and their own experience as well. So covered every detail in this program. So how do you actually get signed up? Very easy to do so, and this is available to every one of our RoofQuote Pro clients. Simply go to your financing tab. You will not see this experience. You will see a form. You're just going to have the business owner complete that form. If you do have an admin complete that form on behalf of the business owner, just make sure that phone number they use is a phone number that can be accessed. We use that to send you a passcode so that you can continue the application process. So complete the form. You're going to get an email. It's a welcome email inviting you to complete the onboarding process. So that onboarding process is actually very simple. It's going to start with gathering the business owner's information about the company, essentially very, very simple stuff like your EIN, your location, just some basic background stuff. And then you're essentially, once you get to putting your info in, you're either going to be instantly approved or Moment's going to have a little bit, need to verify some of the information a little closer. If you are instantly approved, the next part of the process to finish things up, you're going to have to upload or sync your bank. So we need to understand exactly where the money is going to be going. So you're going to connect your bank account. That's where the funds are actually going to transact and flow to. And then you're also going to save your initial base package of loans. So those are your last two steps. And then from the Moment side, Justice, you could talk about you guys' requirements to actually activate this account.
Absolutely. Yeah. So a couple of the things off the bat, a few things that are going to help in that application process is just making sure that if you put down a business address, it's the same business address as your any of your licensing and any of your insurance information. Just making sure we're seeing everything on our side the same. It's perfectly fine if you're in multiple locations. Whatever your primary is, that's what we're going to want to see. Whatever your insurance and stuff is attached to, because that's what we're going to be double checking on our side. So if you have multiple locations, just be careful which one you put down as your primary in the application. And then outside of that, your process will, once you get pre-approved, you'll see your access to your portal. You'll see a base package of products put together for you. You're going to see 4 products that will be the ones that we've seen across the board to be the most popular on our platform, and just a good spread of products that appeal to a wide variety. From that point, you'll, like you said, you'll either be approved or you'll need a little bit of background work on our side. We might ask for some additional information from you. Nothing too crazy, nothing, just verifying background information. From that point, you'll be hearing from me personally. I'll be reaching out to everyone who signs up, and I will be scheduling an onboarding. We're basically going to go over the platform in great detail. We're going to go over the loan products in great detail. We're going to talk about your market, your go-to-market strategy, how you operate your sales, and we're going to optimize this platform to suit your needs. So we'll go through every detail of how you guys approach sales, how you approach your production process, and we'll make sure that we've got this synced up and make sure it works best for you. From that point, we finish that meeting with a little bit of a compliance work. We're in finance. We have a lot of compliance we have to go over, make sure everyone's on the same page, T's are crossed and I's are dotted. And from that point, you are locked and loaded, and we just set you off. And after that, I'll be reaching out to anybody who signs up on a pretty regular basis, touching base, making sure everyone's happy and has what they need. But from there, it is just using this to make your life simpler. Pretty straightforward after that point.
And we the onboarding is a very simple process, but just in case you guys need to dive a little deeper, in our Roofing Made Simple group, we do have the full user guide that you guys can download. I'm just going to go ahead and show you that looks like. It goes over in extreme detail. First of all, additional resources. You can get, merchant guide. You can understand all the selling points to the program, so forth. What your any details about the customer, what to do, what not to do, so forth. Let me pull that back up. Let's see here. I think I could just go back. It's going to give you exactly the full onboarding process. Again, how to get started, what that onboarding is going to look like, what information is required, and just kind of walk you through everything. So this is a very, very in-depth user guide. So just guys can run through this in great detail. It should pretty much answer all your questions. But as Justin mentioned, it's pretty white glove service. So not only do we make this extremely automated and as easy as possible for both the contractor and the homeowner, but if you guys do need support, Moment team is extremely capable and extremely eager to give you guys the best support in the industry. So yeah, anything else you want to tack on, Mike or Justice, before we move on to some of the release information?
I think we've covered the majority of it on our side. I believe we've covered just about everything that we can for right now. When we do those onboardings, we go through the customer experience and show you all the steps involved in great detail, so you would know the questions that your customers are asking. And we make sure that you've got all the information as you're moving forward. And then there's also continued follow-up. Like I said, I call out pretty regularly to anyone on the platform and just make sure that everything's functioning, make sure that all questions are handled, hopefully in advance of when they're actually needed.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being here. I'm going to stop for just a second here, take a breather. Thank you so much, Justice. You can certainly hang out, man. I know you're a busy guy too, though, so feel free.
I'm actually going to get to scheduling some people to onboard.
Sweet. I figured that might be the case. We had a very strong out of the gate response from you all. We've had a ton of signups already, so we're just getting people across the finish line, getting them going, getting some loans flowing. And yeah, we've already seen a lot of really great success from several of you. So thanks for being here, Justice. We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. Anybody watching who is waiting for onboarding, expect a call very soon. All right. Have a good one, Matthew. Have a good one, Mike.
Sounds good. Thanks, Justin. Justice.
Yep.
Matthew, a couple other things. Yeah, a couple other ones. Multiple webhooks. You want to talk a little bit about that and the importance of it and how contractors can utilize multiple webhooks now instead of just being given one option?
Yep, absolutely. So we'll switch into our new features. So one of the features is multiple webhooks. Before, you could only have one webhook essentially for different types. So what are webhooks? It sounds very technical. Some of you probably already are aware of this, but what webhooks essentially do is send your RoofQuote Pro lead data to other applications. So whether that's your CRM, whether it's a spreadsheet, whether it is your ad platform, any of your systems, anything that you use to process those leads, we can send all the data from that lead. And here's an example. It's their address, it's their name, it's their contact information, it's even the products that they saw, the pricing, pretty much every piece of data that you receive from that lead, we can push that over to any other system. And before we could only do one webhook, so it was kind of limited on how many systems you could connect with. You could send it through Zapier. If you guys aren't familiar, we have a really great knowledge base article. I'll include in the link to this video. But now you can actually have multiple webhooks. You can actually add as many as you like, and so now you can add different webhooks and trigger that lead data information to go out to several different systems instantaneously. Right when that lead comes in, I'll give you guys a really good use case. So right when the lead comes in, let's say you have a webhook that's set up to send that lead data to Proline. So Proline is an automated messaging platform. It does a lot more than that, but one of the key features is you can instantly send a text message now to that homeowner. So they get their instant quote, boom, within seconds. Now they're actually getting a text message from your company. It can be very tailored to that homeowner. And now they're already in your other system. So you could start nurturing that lead. You could start following up. And as you know, speed to lead is vital, guys. Being able to respond to that homeowner in under a minute is absolutely crucial. Not only does it make you look extremely professional on the ball, sets the tone for the rest of the project. They know that you're responsive. They know that you want their business. You're going to handle communications using technology. You're going to be able to provide them with a very streamlined, very convenient process. So that's webhooks in a nutshell. Mike, anything to add on the webhook front?
Yeah, and you're going to continue to hear a lot more about speed to lead, the importance of that. We have a lot of contractors that are catching homeowners that are still on the website while you're doing it. And it's so important because a lot of your traffic you have to expect is going to be coming between 8 p.m. and midnight. And, that's not your typical normal business hours. But if the homeowner who's already interacting on your website is already getting communication from you in a program such as Proline, it's going to be a better consumer experience for them. And again, speed to lead, minutes are better than hours, but seconds are better than minutes. And it's so important to start thinking in terms of how you're going to set up your processes to be receiving and following up with leads that are generated online. They're a little bit different from some of the other leads that you're getting into your company, other ways and other places. So.
Yeah, absolutely. This really helps to tailor that process. I almost missed it, but we actually introduced address-only webhooks as well. So it's actually we were actually seeing extremely high conversion if a homeowner puts in their actual address. More than half the time, more than a 50% conversion, they're following through and getting their instant quote, which means they're filling out the complete contact form to see their instant quote. But for the cases that people put their address in and then they're not too sure about moving forward and they back out. As you guys know, that we capture all those addresses in your dashboard. You're able to access all the addresses that were entered into your tool. And now we actually have the support to webhook those addresses to other systems. So now you can actually send those addresses to mailer platforms such as Lead Scout. You can do all sorts of things with those addresses. You can connect them to, let's say, Sales Rabbit, and you have a field team out there. And now you can have someone go out and drop a door knocker, drop a business card at that person's home. So really cool stuff here. Again, guys, we're just really trying to help you have the most capabilities on following up, nurturing your leads, and that speed to lead process, and integrating RoofQuote Pro into your other platforms. So that's feature number one. Next one, we had some rep quotes improvements. For one, I showed this, I kind of teased it out earlier, but if you enter address for a lead that already exists, now you're going to see that lead does exist. Now you can still create a new lead if you need to, but what we're doing is we're trying to eliminate creating a lot of duplicate entries into your system. So now you can actually reopen an existing lead, and it's going to actually open up their saved quote. So all of the things that were saved from the quote. So if you actually edited the structure information, if you changed the slope, if you changed the name, if you included or didn't include certain structures, it's going to remember all that, and you're going to be able to reopen that experience without having to redo that quote. So it's really just continuing that sales process, reopening the quote. Now you can, of course, send that quote to the homeowner. You can choose which products to include. You can include what descriptions to include. You could even leave them a comment, and so forth. So just really a big improvement to Rep Quotes is being able to reopen all of your saved leads, quotes, and continue that process and prevent you from actually creating duplicate entries. You can, of course, also update the lead as well. So if you do make additional modifications whether it's the structure or whether it's adding a new structure, let's say you are at the home and you realize that there is an additional barn in the back, you can actually add that and then update the lead. And now it's going to be updated into your dashboard. And so now that lead should actually be updated. So Rep Quotes is going to continue getting improvements. We have several more coming. Basically, we're trying to really make this a very strong sales enablement in-app tool for your entire sales team. Just to remind you all that you can add unlimited users, so all of your entire sales team can be added as a sales rep or an admin. And if they're added, they're each going to get their own leads dashboard. They're going to get access to Rep Quotes. And if you add them, if you've integrated with Contractor Loan Pro, they'll also get access to send out loan invitations and transact with their customers. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, so if you haven't been, if you're not really familiar with Rep Quotes, please reach out to us. We'd love to show you around that. But you know, the what's so exciting about this platform and is ultimately how flexible it's been. We're hearing stories every day of contractors using this in new and unique ways that we didn't even really think about. But at this point now, we've got RoofQuote Pro. You can install it right on your website. We'll white label it. It'll live there. So there's no indication anywhere that it's Roofle Technologies anywhere on there, but homeowners that are visiting the contractor website, all they see is that you have the spectacular technology that you can give, and that homeowner can get an instant estimate right on your website. But now all of that power is now able to be put into the hands of your canvassers and your sales teams that are going door knocking. So truly, this software is now catered and built and customized to every contractor out there. We've got people who are storm restoration. We have retail. We have high-end retail. We have canvassing teams. We have high marketing teams. This is now for everybody, and it's really centered around, and I hope everybody understands this too, is that it's centered around the demands that the consumers are having today, which is the price transparency and the ability to get answers quickly and get their questions answered quickly as well. So something for everybody is what RoofQuote Pro is all about today.
That's right. All shapes and sizes, as we like to say. We're trying to leave no stone unturned. We're trying to make this the most useful software that you're possibly going to have in your suite of software. It all starts with that homeowner experience. But now we've diversified and we're giving that experience in the hands of your sales team. You can see also, just to recap, we do have lead statuses, so you can really go in here and start managing how you're nurturing that lead. If you do want to reopen that quote, again, you can go here and open that quote. We capture all the information, including anything with financing. So if they did start a pre-qualification process, it'll let you know. It'll also let you know if they're interested in a specific loan type. So really good insights for the homeowner. Your sales reps will be extremely equipped when they either meet the homeowner face-to-face or if they're taking that appointment virtually. All right, so Another thing you guys will see is our markets tab. So we've split off markets from settings, and now it's its own tab. So this, we did have a lot of market settings, so we just wanted to kind of clean things up and allow you to view your market settings on its own. You can request new markets. You can request market changes here and update markets. So for instance, if you want to add a storm market, you can go in here, search for the market, and send that request. We're going to process that very quickly for you. And what's even better is now you can take a market that you already have set up. So we're here in Minneapolis. Let's say in Minneapolis, we've already set up this arrangement of products and prices. We've already set up this financing. And what you can do is you can apply that market settings to any other market or all of your markets. So extremely, extremely efficient. So if you add a new market, you don't have to go in there and configure every product, set all your pricing. You can start with an existing market and just apply that market. And essentially, you're cloning all your settings over to your new market. So that's a huge update, especially for national or bigger accounts that have a bunch of markets. You're able to really customize all your markets very quickly.
Matthew, can you jump over to that service area tab? And I want to make sure everybody understands how this is working. So a typical service area is about 50 to 80 miles. It would roughly be what a typical service area would be for a contractor. Now, it's very important to be able to have complete control over each of these markets separately, because you might have different pricing for sure, and possibly even products that might be different from area to area. And so your service area is going to be very flexible. So if you want to show them how you can actually even bump that pin around. So let's say that, for example, St. Cloud area was hit pretty hard with hail last year. And you want to kind of bump that service area over there a little bit more, because you know that that's where the hail was hit, and then you know that more homeowners are needing roofing services. You can just bump that over towards St. Cloud a little bit, and then start your marketing to those homes in that area. And now you're giving all your quotes to those. Now, the same point, as you go south, there tends to be a pretty significant pricing difference. And so there's another service area centered around Rochester, for example. And that pricing is quite a bit different there. So you want to be able to have complete control over your pricing and your products in each one of your markets. And then also, you don't want to be giving estimates to homeowners that you can't service that account anyway. And so that's why we cut it off at a certain radius. And then specifically what happens in Minneapolis as well, you're so close to the Wisconsin border. So if you're not licensed in Wisconsin, you don't want to be giving quotes to somebody who lives in Wisconsin, because you can't do work there, and you have the ability and flexibility to turn off that state. So as you see, everything is catered specifically to be able to be very flexible to every contractor, the area that you service, the homeowners that you want, and given that ability for the contractor to cast that nice wide net over all of those homeowners. 80% of adults in America are doing all of their research and doing their shopping online, and now you're able to actually cater your services to those homeowners 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yep, very good point, Mike. A lot of market segmentation is key. Being able to offer the right products to the right communities, and make sure your prices are in line with the cost of those materials and the labor in those different markets. So that way you're not just giving some big wide net and saying, hey, if you're in Utah, or if you're in Colorado, or if you're in Minneapolis or Texas or the East Coast, it's all the same price. I mean, that'd be ridiculous to give the homeowner the same exact price regardless of where they're located. So that's one of the greatest features about RoofQuote Pro, is that market segmentation. And it's really cheap too. It's adding a new market, $50 a month to get all that segmentation. Pretty good deal. So all these storms, if you guys are traveling, you're popping open a storm market, you can go in here, update your market, send that request, and we'll get that market up and rocking for you. Start getting the leads flowing very, very quickly. Let's see what else we got. We got sort of on the homeowner side. So we actually got a lot of feedback that, if I'm a homeowner and I see a map of the entire US, I might not be that compelled to use this tool. So what we're doing is we're actually showing you uh, a lot closer view of where that homeowner actually lives. So it's taking their IP address and then it's rendering a location that's around where they actually live. Um, Now we are going to make a patch tonight. It was a little bit closer than we intended. So when the homeowner goes to the tool and they see the tool on your website, it's going to show them more of a metropolitan area of where they live. So that way they're going to recognize exactly where this tool is showing, and they're going to be a lot more likely to trust that it's relevant, that it's going to be accurate. So thereby, it's going to increase that conversion rate for your website tool.
If you look
So
really closely, Matthew, you can see there's a van that I live in right down by the river. You can see it right there. Shout out to
just
one of the
make sure you
greatest
share some of
Chris
that
Farley
Chiba with
videos ever.
yeah, don't hold back on us now, Mike. I think you're in the van
Yeah,
right
right.
now, aren't you?
I'm in a van down by the river. You can
We
see
got
me.
Cheech and Chong. I know Travis is there with you. Someone's got to drive that thing, but
Yeah, yeah. You should have seen it. He was dodging some giraffes out on the road. I don't know if they escaped somewhere, but it's not like we're about
you
to
guys
fly
probably
off the
should
road.
lay off the flour while you're on the
the,
road.
the peyote. We got a lot of peyote around here. It is kind of cool, it is kind of fun when I was opening up this morning and seeing how personal this experience is going to be for the homeowner, and when they start seeing their community right away and then seeing their house only increases that compelling reason to continue through the process, and which is why if as you see and you look at and kind of analyze that consumer experience that you're getting from RoofQuote Pro, it's very personalized and it's very quick. If you notice, you're going to only have a certain, a couple dozen keystrokes and a mouse click, two mouse clicks, and you're getting your instant quote. And the homeowner is the contractor is getting that lead, that contractor, that homeowner information. So everything is very quick. It's very personalized, and there's no messing around with a bunch of questions that you should probably be addressing in the process of selling a roof, not necessarily in just providing a quote. So it's very, very cool the way that you guys have designed this and giving that experience to the homeowner.
Yeah, we want to take all the thinking out of the process for the homeowner. We want to make it so simple for them. They don't have to know their square feet. They don't have to know, all these things. Like we're doing. Not only have we already pioneered the simplest process possible, which gives you the highest conversion rate possible, we're going to continue adding updates to this experience to dial that in even more. We have one coming. I'll tease this out a little bit. We actually have predominant pitch data that will be able to share that when that homeowner puts in their address, it's going to already detect the likelihood to be low, medium, or steep. So right here, by default, it's already medium, but we're going to already detect whether it should be shallow or steep. So that's actually coming out very soon. So again, taking the thinking out of it for the homeowner, making it more and more accurate, making it more and more simple for them. So that's going to be pretty awesome.
Yep.
One more feature. This is really a highly requested one. Email notification routing. So before you could actually you could only send emails both outbound and inbound through the same email. Now you can actually send emails to homeowners using a different email than you send to your personnel, to your staff. So let's say, for instance, the lead notifications email, we're going to use demo@roofle.com. But for homeowners, I actually want to use a different email. So I can connect any email service, and I can put in a totally different email that is going to actually send emails to the homeowner. So for instance, maybe I want to use info@roofle.com or homeowners@roofle.com or whatever it is. So now you can actually route inbound and outbound emails using two different emails. Not just that, you can actually set that up differently for every market that you own. So let's say you have a dedicated email that goes to homeowners in one of your markets. You can actually set that up to send emails to homeowners just in that market. Or you could use the same for all markets. So a really cool email routing feature that we improved. I think that kind of covers the updates today. We had some small ones that you guys probably would notice. And we have some really big things in the works. Our next big release, we have some integrations coming that are gonna hopefully blow your socks off. We won't spill the beans too early, but definitely some highly requested integrations with some very well-known companies are coming very, very soon. So looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and drop into our chat. So thanks everyone for staying with us. I know we're coming up on an hour here. We'll open it up to any questions, anything you guys want to see. I really like RoofQuote. It's a great engagement at the door. Yeah, that's a really good comment. One of the ways that we're seeing our users use this is, you don't actually have to order a full measurement to get that homeowner a rough estimate or an instant quote. So you could be at the door. So think of it in a storm situation. It's all about how many doors can you actually hit in a short amount of time. You only have a limited number of hours a day. And if you're spending that extra time waiting for measurement reports to come back so you can provide that quote, you could literally hit 10 times the amount of doors just by giving them that soft estimate and kind of getting them qualified very quickly. And then of course they see that they're comfortable, and now they can you can take that next step in the process with them.
Yeah, I don't care how many people you have on staff, how many trucks you have out on the roads, how their tires are, that you cannot out the internet, and having on your website
I think we're losing Cheech a little bit.
all over the country.
Yep, we got add a QR code to leave behind is also helpful. Another great example of how you can leverage this. And I'll actually show you guys another feature that kind of slipped by. Let me share one more time real quick. As you know, you can add unlimited sales reps. Now each sales rep can actually have their own unique link to the tool, so that every lead that comes in through that link will be assigned directly to that sales rep. So all you have to do is add this little piece of text to your URL. So let's say my tools on this page. If I just add that, of course you want to replace this part with the sales rep's email. So let's say Matthew@roofle.com. So now if I'm a sales rep, now I have a custom link that I can share on my business card and my email signature, on a QR and on a door hanger. And now every homeowner that goes directly to this link, so I'll go ahead and hit enter. It's the same exact experience, except for now, if I'm a homeowner and I click see my price, fill out my info, now this lead is actually going to get assigned. I think I've been spamming it a little too much today, but that lead is actually going to get assigned directly to this sales rep now. So custom links for the sales rep. Again, all you have to do is add that little question mark rep equals and then their email. And that'll work on any page that you have your tool installed on. So really cool feature there. So guys, we're coming up on the hour now. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, good. I'm glad this worked out. I'm glad that we could join you and tune in about an hour. We're going to be on Ty Backer and the Behind the Tool Belt podcast.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
big news, big announcement. That Ty doesn't even know is coming his way. So we're going to be.
Yeah, I want to spill the beans on that, but we'll wait. You guys will have to tune into that to hear that news. Very special news about our product, which you guys are all going to be excited about. Makes it even more special. Let's do a quick giveaway. I want to give away a free month to one of our users here. So if somebody's tuned in, we'll do it to the first user to answer. It's going to be a pretty generic question. What's your favorite feature about RoofQuote Pro? The first user to answer that question in the chat is going to get a free month for their company for the subscription. We'll give it a minute here. If no one answers in the next 30 seconds, refresh, coming through.
Refresh, look at them.
Customizing the widget. Awesome, man. Well, there you go. You just won yourself a free month. We'll go ahead and credit that to your account. And there you go. Thanks for being here and sticking with us through the hour. We'll open the floor up. If anybody has any questions, absolutely, bro. You got that. If anyone or sister, if anyone has any questions about the new features or in general, feel free to ask now. Otherwise, we'll continue to do these for future releases. Yeah. What questions do you guys have, or anything, any improvements that you want to see? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Or at least hold your peace for 1 week, because you can hold your peace for a week. But yeah, you can bring it up next time.
Yeah. Now, we know you guys are all super busy too out there getting your hustle on. This is peak season, and there's so many good storms out there. So, we'd love to hear how the tool's working for you and some success stories and other ways that we can improve it. This is all about you, our community, and really just providing as much value as possible. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Cheech, for chiming in. Looking forward to some more Photoshop work from you, my friend.
I don't know. I'm running out of ideas.
I was waiting until you lost some steam before I threw another jab in there, but
sounds good. Thanks, Matthew. Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Take it easy.